Right, a quick snapshot of the last 48 hours, which includes terrible weather. You wouldn't have guessed it, would you? Little apartment in a tranquil spot. Maybe not so tranquil. Yeah. Dropping a bike. And what the French farmers do to speed cameras. Hilarious. Oh, and a little bit of sunshine to boot. Didn't last long, but it was bloody nice while it was out. Okay, let's crack on. Well, good morning. I'm dodging the showers at the minute. What the fuck was that for? I'm dodging the showers at the minute. Somebody just gave me the finger. Very nice. I wanted to show you this because the French are pretty anti everything, aren't they? Have a look at that. It's a speed camera. Hidden by rubber tyres, they do it everywhere. Well, makes a difference when it's got a bit of sunshine. I managed to stop here on the autoroute and get a bite to eat. And a coffee, and the weather, thank goodness, is good. It's warm. I'm impressed. It's better than it's been for the last 6 days. So yeah, this is good. I've still got a few hours to go. But yeah, there's a Leclerc here on the side of the motorway, so you can get sandwiches and drinks. And it's fine. So there we go. Continue on. All right, I'm still stopped because I've got some time to kill, and I just thought that while it was dry, I would. Take the opportunity to just while away some time a little bit, because I can't get access until I think it's 5 o'clock, and not got that far to go. Just got to try and remember how to find it, because as I've not booked in officially with Airbnb this time, I'm going on past knowledge. And the last time I went there it was a bit of a bitch to find, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Jean-Paul is the guy who invited me to come back, so that's quite good, because it's not been great. Today's start was horrendous, because I left the Dordogne. I got everything packed up. I was due to stay another night there, but I'll be honest with you, there was nothing wrong with the actual interior of the property that I was renting. It was fine, but externally it was a bit of a dump, which is a shame because it's a beautiful part of the world, but there was a lot of clutter and a lot of crap lying around, and lots of old vehicles parked up, and it seemed to me like loads of people were sort of partially doing up these places but maybe run out of money. So it was not quite what it said on the thing, like a getaway, just the sounds of nature. It was more the sounds of screaming kids. And then this morning was a bit of a disaster, because when I finally left about lunchtime, it was raining, and I was trying to pack the bike in the rain and had all my gear on, and my visor was all misted up, and I finally got it all stowed. And then I looked at the front of the bike. The engine was running, and I looked at the front of the bike, and I just spotted a tape that was hanging down by the front wheel, and I was like, what the hell's that? And I realised it was one of the tapes from the bike cover, which I keep in a tool bag on the front of the bike, was actually hanging down by the wheel. So I put the bike into neutral, put the foot stand down, well, at least I thought I had, but obviously it must have sprung back up again and I didn't notice. So when I got off the bike fell over and landed on its side in the mud. There wasn't a living soul around me, not a living soul. So I know that it was impossible for me to lift the Indian on my own, absolutely impossible. But strangely, I was able to lift this one and I got it back into the upright position, get the stand down, and no damage, because it literally just fell over. I mean, it didn't drag, or it just fell over. So I managed to get it upright. I've been here before. This is just a snapshot, really, of where I am. The last time I came, the pool wasn't finished, but it is now. It looks handsome, doesn't it? So, yeah, there you go. Just a quick, short snapshot today of a few things that have transpired. I get a couple of nights with my friends tomorrow, and I need to sort of sit down and reroute myself. The forecast for Portugal is good. I'm not sure about Spain. Lots of bikers that have been there this last week said it's horrendous. I'm hoping that's not the case next week, or should I say this week. But I haven't planned any accommodation whatsoever, and I haven't planned a route. I need to get across towards Porto. And up the coast. So I really need to sit down and plan. So that's something I've got to do. I'll do that probably tomorrow when I've got really good Wi-Fi. So that's it for today. It's not raining for the minute, although it's looking very much like it. I'm pretty knackered, to be honest with you. I've had like days of just like 400k in bad weather, and it drags you right down. So I really could do with some shorter days and some sitting in the sun for a bit, really, recharge the batteries. Well, just a quick update today. It's Tuesday, and I'm in the Pyrenees at long last with the mountains. Unfortunately, as always the case, the sky is looking quite angry. But no matter, here for a couple of days, and I've booked myself some more stuff. I thought I'd kind of hang around the Mediterranean a little bit, so I'm going into Spain, not tomorrow, the day after. And I've got some accommodation for one night, which I booked quite a while ago. I've just booked another 3 nights because I've got time on my hands before I start heading across Spain to Portugal on a farm stroke vineyard, which looks quite interesting. So I'm going there. So that's me updated for today, really. The bike is needing a wash tomorrow. It's well dirty. So it's in its usual place when it comes here. It's nicely tucked away behind me in the garage. It really is a little slice of heaven here. I mean, just look at it. It's just beautiful, isn't it? There was some deer just up in the garden here behind, just like over there a minute ago. There were deer actually just eating the short grass that frequent the garden on a regular, I think, daily basis. So yeah, it is a slice of heaven. So that's where I am today. A place called Petou. The name of the house is Petou, and it's at a place called Montferrier, which is just outside of Lavelanet, which is just, sort of start of the Pyrenees in the department of Ariège. And yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, update. What day are we? Mercredi, Wednesday, I think. In the Pyrenees for 2. Yeah, we have some sunshine this morning, although the forecast is unfortunately for thunderstorms again this afternoon. But for the moment, it's dry. It's reasonably warm. And it's okay. So the bike's been cleaned this morning. Let's turn you around so you can see some. That's a bit better. Bike was cleaned this morning. Strangely found a stainless steel cap sitting at the back of the bike. I've no idea where it's come from. It's a push-on, but it doesn't have any signs of any scoring. So where it's come from, I have no idea, but it was just sitting on the swing arm, just by the belt drive. It's just sitting there. I mean, how it stayed there without falling off, I have really no idea. So yeah, so we've got a good day. So next few days, so I'm moving to Spain tomorrow, just literally across the border, about 3 hours south of here. Well, I have to go through the Pyrenees. I should go through the tunnel rather than over the top, and then out into Spain, where I have one night in a place that I'm not too sure about, so hence only one night. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then I have 3 nights strangely on a vineyard. I don't drink, but never mind. It's a vineyard. It offers hot air balloon rides. Hey, pray for good weather. I'm going I can do a hot air balloon ride. That'd be so cool. But probably again, what happens? Probably it's not the season for it, or the winds are too strong, or it'll be raining, whatever. And then I move across heading towards Portugal and Soria, and I found a place in a village with some apartments which look kind of okay. Not the cheapest, £75 a night, which is top end of my budget, really. Well, yeah, top end of my budget, period. But I'm kind of knocking off the days, so I'm going to go there for a couple of days before I then go into the valley of the Douro River, which is kind of like where the highlight of this trip was going to be. New territory. I haven't been in the Douro Valley for years, so we're kind of looking forward to going through that. I know it's full of tourism, buses and everything, but I think it'll be quite cool to see it. And if the weather I think the weather forecast is looking better. Let's put it that way. And then I see now that England is also on a flood alert, and yeah. But I'm going to find some decent weather at some point. Today, as I say, is fine, but I'm not riding day off today. And I have to say that the last week of rain riding has really dragged it out of me. These bones don't react very well to damp weather. I like warm weather. I'm like one of the lizards that are running around my feet here. There's loads of them, by the way. I like the sun. So yeah, so today's update. And then tomorrow, as I say, back on the road. I'm into Spain. Okay, catch you later. Well, good morning. From a sunny but very cold Pyrenees this morning. It is very cold. But I've just come through the tunnel to Pumoil. So I've gone underneath the Pyrenees as opposed to over the top of them. There's a bit of snow in the background on the mountains. You can just about see that, I think. A lot of bikes around here today. A lot of motorbikes now picking up as they come into the Pyrenees. Yeah, a lot of bikes. So yeah, a little bit of video, and not long now before I get into Spain. Hola, buenos dias. ¿Qué tal? Yeah, you guessed it. I'm in Spain. Only just over the Pyrenees, Spanish side of the Pyrenees. And I've just stopped and had a very nice bacon and cheese baguette, hot baguette, and a coffee for €7, which is really good. It's not that warm. It isn't raining yet, but I'm still in the mountains, so it's not that warm. I'm going to go through the Tunnel de Cadí, I think. So the next bit of video will be at my first Spanish Airbnb. I'm not sure about Wi-Fi. That's to be seen. But anyway, so that's where I am. And so far, this is the first dry day that I've had, which is pretty sad, really. Yeah. Okay. I'll be moving on. Oh, I've arrived in Spain at my Airbnb, which is absolutely it's fine. It's fine. It's not quite what it looks like in the pictures, but well, actually, some pictures, a couple of pictures do show it in its true light. The other pictures are a bit more sort of glossified. But there's a swimming pool here, but there's ducks on it. It's typically rural Spain. I love it. It's actually quite good. The guy was absolutely brilliant. So I was an hour early coming from France, so I sent a message. The response time was an hour. So I made my way as best I could to sort of about a K or a K and a half from the location, and then just pulled up on the side of the road. And I actually was planning to go on ahead. There was a road going up a hill, and I just stopped there and had a little sort of sit and sort of wait on his response. And then this car came down the road, and it was Joseph, the owner, and he shouts out the window, "Tony, follow me!" And so that was great. Just followed him up the hill, and he showed me around. He's such a lovely, lovely guy. Lives here with his mum, and it's very rural. You know, there's ducks and dogs and stuff everywhere, cats rolling around the place. I should imagine when it rains, it's absolutely horrendous because everywhere is just soil. It's just soil everywhere, and they've had a lot of rain. But actually, his hospitality is 100%. Actually, it's 150%. His hospitality is unbelievable. Such a lovely guy. So yeah, so here I am. This will be sent to you a few days late because I can't. There's no Wi-Fi. It says there is, but there's not. There's no Wi-Fi. I've got one bar of 4G, so I'm not really uploading anything with that. But it's great. I've got no complaints. Not sure how much I paid for this. Not a lot, I don't think. I'll have a look and I'll put the price up. But very rural, in Spain. Yeah. And I didn't have the heart to tell them that I was actually just staying down the road tomorrow, because I was going to extend this stay here. And then I looked at the pictures and thought, I'm not so sure. So I retracted my application to stay longer and found a place down the road, which looks incredible. And I might be wrong. I don't know, but I didn't tell him I was just staying down the road, literally an hour away. It's my intention to stay there for, well, I actually booked the place for 3 nights over the weekend. So arriving there Friday, leaving Monday. And I want to get down, if I can, get all the bags out of the bike and head down to the coast, which would be nice. The Mediterranean coast. I've got to have a swim in the Mediterranean. I can't come all this way, 1,000 miles, well, more than 1,000 miles now. What are we looking at? 1,300 miles, 1,400 miles, because I'm south of Barcelona. I'm not far. I can't remember the place now. Anyway, south of Barcelona. So I can't come all this way without jumping in the ocean, the Mediterranean, that is. I'll be at the Atlantic next week, so it's definitely got to go for a swim. But hey, today has been the first day of no rain riding, which is incredible when you think I left. It's Thursday today, and I left England a week ago on Tuesday. So we're looking at, what, 9 days before I get a 1 day of dry weather. And this is a big, there's a few flies here, because I said it's rural. It's a huge pig area, massive pig farms everywhere. So it's all the sort of, I don't know, it's not the Alberico hounds, it's the wrong area, I think. I don't know, somebody might tell me. But it's certainly an area for pigs. They are everywhere. Every farm around here has got pigs. So agricultural wise, it's a big farming area. Yeah, it's great. It's rural, it's fantastic, and I'm starting to think like the trip has now just started. And I think one of the issues I've had is that I am so familiar with France now, and that includes the Pyrenees. I've been there so many times that it's a bit like riding around Cornwall and doing 1,000 miles. Everywhere I go, I know. And so there's no real spirit of adventure because I've done it before. And I think that's the issue. I think that's where I've gone wrong this year. I think I've gone to places again, revisited places that I know so well, you know, and that's not exploring, is it? It's not trying new places. So I think now I feel like the adventure is starting to begin. Also, by the way, the fuel in Spain is considerably cheaper than it is in France. Considerably. So I think my costs might come down a little bit now. Although I'm a bit of a sucker for Spanish food, so I might have to have the odd meal out. A paella, some morcilla. Yeah. And I'm drinking the water. I think the agua is potable. If it's not, then this might be my last video. We'll see. That's a bloody great bee around my neck. My God, that's huge. That's actually not a bee, it's a wasp. But however, I think also I need to have a shave. Or will I grow a beard while I'm travelling? I don't know, we'll see. Well, I made it to the Mediterranean coast. Yeah, just find some sunshine really. And I found it, although it keeps having heavy bursts of rain. I'm at a place called Sitges. It's kind of south of Barcelona, north of Tarragona. Yeah, big holiday place. Big holiday place. You know, big apartments, big, well, you name it, big everything really. It's like, you know, the works, palm trees, you name it. They got it here. There are people swimming? No people swimming. No, it's very kind of empty as well, because very few people here. Probably the season hasn't really started yet. But yeah, it was the most amazing road coming out of Barcelona. It was a coast road, and yeah, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, there's Scousers here. Yeah, a lot of Scousers. It's obviously a big holiday place. Yeah, so that's it. Sitges or Sitges, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's where I am. I won't be swimming in the sea. I did come to the Med for a swim, but I don't think I'll be going in. It's not that warm. You know, it's not as warm as it normally is when I come down here. But it's quite chilly and very windy. So yeah, that's where I am. Well, I'm en route now to the next place, and I've just stopped for a bite to eat sandwich, which looks rather nice, and coffee. Yeah, so get tucked into that a minute before I carry on to the next destination, the next Airbnb, which I've got for the weekend. So we'll see how that one is. Hopefully that's a little less rustic than last night's, which was, to say the very least, very rustic. It was alright. The road becomes a real challenge for a cruiser. It's not designed to go this sort of road, and it wasn't in the guidebook about this sort of road. It's really very bad. There was no instructions on how to find this place. There was also no signs anywhere how to find this place. I just kind of followed my nose, and after a couple of attempts I couldn't find the place, you know, so I had to really try hard. The trouble with this road is there's loads of surface gravel, loads of it, and it's really, really slippery. It's got to be done, isn't it? I mean, you come to a place like this, you just can't not go in it. So here I am. This is the first dip I've had. Oh no, it's not. I had a dip in that other pool, didn't I, in the Dordogne? But this is a proper one. This is lovely. This is a saltwater pool. It's right in front of my little house. Look, my little house is back there. And at the moment, the family share this, but today I have it to myself. So I'm just going to have a little dunk, a little swim. I'm right amongst the trees and the forest here. It's all pine needles. And yeah, it's a stunning location. It was an absolute bastard getting here, mind. My sat nav didn't want to put me here. It's a bodega, which means it's a vineyard, a bodega, but it's not signed anywhere, and there's no signs to it at all. And I left the main road. Well, it wasn't a main road. It was narrower than the Cornish lanes, and very twisty through the trees and through the hills. And then it just dropped onto a dirt track with big ruts, and I was like, I'm going to kill my bike. You know, I was really fearful for the bike, but I continued, and I ended up here. They do wine tasting apparently, and alpacas. It has alpacas. I knew I was in the right place because out of the gloom I saw alpacas, and I was like, I must be in the right place. And yeah, I was in the right place. So I'm in Spain. I'm kind of in from the coast by probably about an hour and a half from Tarragona, and from here I'll be heading into deepest, darkest Spain on my route through to the Douro Valley in Portugal. Chloe's flying there today to Porto, and I'll be catching up with her in June. I decided to come and stay at one place for the weekend because the Spanish really do the weekends. They really do go for it, and so the roads would be manic, and I thought it'd be best to stay off them. I seem to have spent a lot of time this trip on autoroutes in France and autovias in Spain. I just don't seem to be able to avoid them.